Hi, this is Barbara Belmont from Belmont Coaching and Consulting Services. And as you know, I am a holistic stress reduction practitioner. And I use a lot of techniques, including emotional freedom techniques, EFT, the emotion code, the body code, and now the belief code. And I'm excited to do this taping this morning because I discovered a particular type of belief, a faulty belief system that's contributing to a particular issue that I have. And anything to do with the emotion code, body code, or the belief code, please go to discoverhealing.com. That method was created by Dr. Bradley Nelson, and you'll find all the information there, all the training there. I was trained there and was certified through them. So I'm excited to show you this because it's a split belief system. And I don't think I've recorded myself doing a split belief system. And let me explain what that is. Let me do a share first to show you. Okay. So I'll just grab one of these and then go into to show you what the split is compared to, I get tangled a lot, but this split, and if you look at the screen, and that's a faulty belief system that has two sets of negative programs and limiting beliefs. And as you see the tree up here, it's like two trees that are split, okay? But they are sharing, it's basically, no, it's the, that piece originates from one faulty core belief. And if you see the roots down here, okay, sometimes we also have a faulty core identity as well. So I wanted to show you that. And the issue that I'm having today is that I've been dealing with this for some time. It's been chronic. I've been seeing a chiropractor. And one of the things that I look at on a regular basis is the emotional components to issues. Now, as many of you know, stress is a big part of our life. We can't get away from it. And my understanding from some studies is that 75% to 90% of all, anytime you go for doctor visits, have a stress-related issue going on. It's for a stress-related issue. And I can tell you when I am working with a client who's got stress as well as a condition, and we're working on the emotional components and all, we're trying to release all the imbalances that are going along with that. And it's really, anytime anybody who's been diagnosed with any serious disease, there's stress involved, even with the diagnosis. But before I get going, I wanted to tell you the modalities that I'm using. These are alternative and complementary healing modalities intended to release trapped emotional energy in ways that promote harmony and balance within and promote physical and emotional well-being. Furthermore, these are not intended and should not be used to diagnose, treat, or cure any medical or psychological ailment. And these modalities are not a substitute for any medical, psychological, or therapeutic advice from a licensed healthcare professional. So I wanted to put that out there for those of you. And so, as I said, I've been dealing with, I've been going to a chiropractor, and I've been having some low back pain and some feelings, pain in my legs, on the left side specifically. And the chiropractor had said, Barbara, in some cases, when you have pain in like the lower extremities, the hips, the legs, even the feet, these can have meaning. The emotional piece is there something in your life? She just phrased it as, is there something in your life that you're having a hard time to move forward? It's about moving forward. And I'm like, well, let me ask myself. So that's what I did this morning. And I just discovered, and I'm not going to, and so I asked myself, what needs to shift? So I have the courage to move forward. And the whole idea is we're targeting the pain I have, but it's really focusing on moving forward because I'm having a hard time, and there are some things that I'm having a hard time moving forward on. So let's let's go. So thank you for bearing with me. So we have a belief system. As I said, it's a split belief system. So now I'm looking for a negative program 1 and 2, first of all. So we go to the left. I'm using my app here. And as you know, I use self muscle testing. And I could use either the sway test, I could use a pendulum, or I can use my fingers in showing like, okay, what's my yes? What's my no? So that's where what we learn in the emotion code and how to do this for ourselves as well as for other people. So we have a negative program, and I'm just going to find out, is that on the left-hand side? I get a yes because it's holding tight. Is that divine? No. Is that insight? Is that communication? No, this is love. And so as I click on that, then I have some more choices here. Is that on the left? Yes. Is that feelings? Is that family, parents, self? So self-love. And we're dealing here on what we're discovering with the muscle testing that I just outlined to you is we are looking for it as for the we're testing the subconscious mind. And that's how we get to know what's going on. If you've ever been to a chiropractor and they use the muscle testing, your body knows exactly what's going on. And that's how they discover things. So this is what we're doing. And so we're looking at these beliefs, this subconscious belief that's it's true or false, right or wrong, and is the filter through which my life is viewed and experienced. Beliefs represent a broad and absolute truth created by self. Either I made a conclusion based on what was going on in my life, or someone suggested it, or maybe I could even inherit it. So this is affecting the love belief relationships. I love this area here because as I look at this, I can see some areas that have that I can, you know, yep, that's that just sounds true. It just resonates with me. And so we're looking at the negative statements. As you've seen any of people do this, we're looking at the negative statements, and there's in this section, there's 4 of them. So it's either in 1, 2, 3. Okay. It's getting a yes. So somewhere it's in 3. Okay. All right. Is that an odd row? Because it's 1 of 10, or is it an even? Is that 2, 4? And I'm not even looking at it. This is number 6. I can't feel with my heart. Oh my. I'm just going to accept that that's a subconscious belief. I love this process, and I feel I've seen it work with many people. There's no guarantees with anything that we do here. Right? I can't feel with my heart. Okay. So is there another negative program? Yes. So it's number 2, as I outlined when I showed you that picture of the tree. So now I'm going back. And at this process, I'm just discovering what these beliefs are at this point. We're not releasing them yet. That'll come later. All right. So is this on the left side? No, I'm getting it on a strong right. Is that power? So in power, and by the way, this follows all the chakras, starting with your root and, you know, working all the way up. So here we are in power. So that's the solar plexus. Okay. So here we go. So power. I'm just writing that down because I want to know which section I'm in. Left-hand side. No, right. So change. Power, change. who likes change? I don't think anybody is comfortable with change, but life is always changing. So this is affecting my solar plexus, my confidence, my adrenal glands. And it's so true. These calf muscles and all these muscles here, I'm not going to pronounce them, but you can see that it's that I can see where it's all, my calf is always tight. My digestion has been a little off here and there. Right. Go. All right. Now I'm looking at the negative statements. It works in the same way each time we're trying to find what belief this is, and it's its own energy signature. Okay. Is that in section? It's in section 2. So I get a yes when I was using my fingers here. Yes. On section 2. All right, so we have 10 possibles. Is it an odd row? No. Is it even? 2, 4, 6. This is number 8. I fear change. I was just saying that. Okay, this just makes sense. So, section 2, that 8. I fear change. Probably common for most of us. Okay. All right. So now we have the 2 negative programs already. So we had 1 and 2. Now I'm looking for the limiting beliefs. And there's 1 and 2. So we'll first look at the first one. Is that on the left side? No, it's on the right. So power again. Okay. Is that on the left? Now we're on the left-hand side. I'm getting a strong, it's not moving through. It's just like strong. So that's my yes. Ability, comparison, expectation. So I'm going to write this down. Power, expectation. All right. Again, I'm still in the same solar plexus area. So there's 4 sections. One, is it number 2? It's number 2, section 2. All right. Is that an odd row? No, it's an even row. There's 11 choices here. So it's only in the even row. Is that 2, 4, 6, 8, 10? I'll just disappoint everyone. So that's in section 2, number 10. I'll disappoint everyone. Yeah, so we're dealing with this pain I've been feeling, as well as and looking at again of like this area of where I'm there's reluctance to move forward. What can I do to help me move forward? And so if I have these beliefs in the way, I'm going to love this is that I'm going to be releasing those, and then I'm going to be tracking along with my chiropractor this pain. It's getting better, but I want to clear this up totally, or have it reduced, because again, I cannot promise anything here. So limiting belief 2. So now we're looking for the next one. Okay, left side, right. So is that the top? This is my passion. Interesting. Passion. And left side, choices, financials, trust. Trust. Okay, what's going on in trust? Here we go. We're the passion, belief, relationships is the sacral chakra. All this area in here. And as I look at these other connections, okay, they just make sense to me. Right, negative statements. Now we're looking for that. The limiting belief number 2. So is it in? It's I'm getting a yes for 3. All right, so there's 9 choices in this one. So is that a odd row? No. Is it an even? Number 2, 4, 6, 8. Number 2. And I certainly can identify that. I must do everything on my own. Okay. All right, now I'm looking for the root. Remember, I'm looking to, we've now determined the 2 negative programs, the 2 limiting beliefs. Now I'm looking at what's the root. These beliefs came out of this root, okay? All stemming from this root, faulty core belief. So let's go back up. If you watch these, you know, we just go back up, start over. Left side, right. So this is in power. Left side, this is in right. This is in change. So power, change. Power, change. Those negative statements again, only 3 sections. So this is in section 3. Is that an odd row? No, even. So 2, 4, 6, 8. My past is ruling me. Oh boy, I can identify that. Or I understand where, that I can see that is what I'm saying. And then some of these beliefs, as we go through them, as many of you'll find when you're doing this process or working with somebody, wherever you're doing this belief code, you may like, oh, I can't quite see it. But again, these are subconscious beliefs. Now, do I have a faulty core identity? Because it said, on all these, whether or not you have a faulty core identity, you may or may not. Do I? And I don't. So if we look at this, I'm going to read this back. I can't feel with my heart and I fear change. Why is that? I'll disappoint everyone and I must do everything on my own. Wow. Why is that? My past is ruling me. Oh, thank you for sharing this process with me. So now we have those beliefs. Now what we want to do is go up to the body code, or I can start with the emotion code. I'm just going to follow the app and see where it takes me on the imbalances that are basically giving these beliefs power. We want to release those. And once that's done, then we'll go back and I'll release the beliefs. Okay. Left-hand side, it's energy. Left side, right. So I have an allergy or intolerance, and you can be allergic to anything. So on the left side, right side, I have an idea allergy. So I have a faulty connection with a particular idea, and it could be any action or emotion, concept, thought, person, place, or thing. And so what this means is that that idea is considered to be a problem by my subconscious mind, and a negative response or reaction of some kind will occur when this idea is encountered or could be encountered in the future. Just thinking about it, I can start having a headache or whatever stress-related physical thing, and you're not even aware. It's like, oh, I'm not feeling well. Because of that faulty connection with the idea. Now I have, what's beautiful about this, Dr. Nelson and his team, when they created this, looking at the different beliefs, different idea allergies, it could be anything, and it could be on this list. They created a list, and I love that. All right, so we have, it's either in A, it's in B. Is that odd? this isn't even, so 2, 4, 6, so it's B6. Okay, so it's one of these. All right, idea, allergy. Setting, maintain boundaries, having, being like your parents. Oh, it's very interesting. I was from a big family and we moved around a lot. So interesting. In regards to moving forward, it's about moving, in regards to move forward. And I'm just making that connection. And when I work with somebody, and when I'm doing this, I'm like, I could start making some connections. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, all right. So then what I'm doing now is releasing that. I'm taking a magnet and we do this on the governing meridian right here. Okay. This is all the way down your spine. And when I'm with somebody in person, I would do this down their back, but I'm doing this on myself. So now our intention is to correct the faulty connection with that idea, being like your parents. Interesting. Right. Is there any other imbalances that are giving these beliefs power? Yes. Left side, and it's an energy again. I'm getting a firm. Is that on the left side? Yes. Is that a post-traumatic? Is that offensive? No, this is a mental energy. Okay. Is that on the left? Yes. So is that a will to energy? No, this is a no will to energy. These are very interesting as well. There's a list here, and it could be anything. All right. So when you read these instructions, it's normal to have the will to do and feel things that are healthy, but it's possible to develop and trap a unique frequency of energy when one loses the will to do something, even if this is experienced temporarily. So like I might have a will to be eating healthy. And then at this point, at some point I'll like, oh, I'll have a cookie or eat some ice cream. And then it's just like I lost the will, lost that will to keep eating healthy. So then I could create that no will to eat healthy. So that's an example, and I've seen that. So if you read these, you can read these instructions. I won't read them all, but it just makes sense where you can see in common life in how you just like you lose that will temporarily and then that gets stuck. All right, so okay, is that in column A? No, it's in B. Odd, even. So B2, 4, and B6. So be powerful. Okay, just accept that. Do I need to know anything else? No. When I ask that question, I'm just looking to see if it, because at one point that's it may want to tell me when that occurred. Right. So what we're going to do here very easily is just release that. Just go down. Sorry. All right. Our intention is just to release this no will to be powerful. Oh. I am noticing when I'm doing this, I'm just feeling a little lighter. And that's one of the things people may notice, or they may not notice anything going on, but some people do. I'm one of those that does listen, hear, or feel the shifts very subtly in my energy. So now we're looking for any other imbalances. Yes, left side is that energy. Left side, no, it's on the right again. Allergy, this is emotional. Okay. Left side, this is a trapped emotion. This is the emotional baggage that all of us have. All right, so there's 6 types. Left side, right side. So this is a common personal trapped emotion. It's just common to me. I didn't absorb it from anyone. And that's the negative emotions or vibrational frequencies that are generated by the organs and glands in response to stress and experience a negative thought or imbalance in the body. And these, as you know, many of you know, that's just a ball of vibrating energy about the size of your clenched fist. So we go down here to find out what it is. Right, it's either in column A, which it is. And is that an odd? No, it's an even. So 2, this is in 4. Is that anger, bitterness, guilt, hatred, resentment? Okay. Resentment. Do I need to know anything about it? I do. So when did this set? First half of my life? No, second half of my life. Was this in the last 5 years? Was this in the last year? Around 3 years ago is when I trapped this 3 years ago. All right. So it's just interesting. Just trying to think of what was going on. Do I need to know anything else? I don't. But there were some things going on around 3 years ago that I can certainly understand that I did this and trapped this emotion of resentment. And it just meant that, I was feeling that way, wasn't acknowledging it. And I just trapped it because I wasn't able to deal with it, acknowledge it, and resolve it at the time. So now it's great as we're resolving it now, releasing this trapped emotion of resentment. Oh. Doing 6 swipes, I just felt 6 instead of 3. Okay, let's go back. Oh, and I just felt like taking a deep breath. And many times during sessions, I'll have people stop and drink water, and which I'm going to do myself. Actually, it's a very healthy solution that I drink in the morning. Right. Any other imbalances? There are still some more, or at least one. Left side is that energy. Yes. Left side, post. This is another mental energy. Left side, right. Is that in memory? This is in programming. Left side is a despair anchor. And these are really interesting because it's just the energy of a negative statement that's perceived as truth by the subconscious mind. And your subconscious mind is a computer. So it's going to seek to verify or fulfill that direction or that truth. Down, I have a chart down here. You can read all this as we're going along. I'm trying to go slower so you can see that. All right. And now we're going to go down to the chart. Okay. Is that in column A? No, this is in B. Even. So it's either B2, B4. Okay. Is that I'm damaged? I'm never enough. I'm not okay. Okay. So my subconscious mind has been trying to fulfill that direction. This just makes sense to me. It really does. I'm making these connections as I'm going along. Okay, so I'm just going to, our intention is just release that despair anchor of I'm not okay. And I just have a big yawn and a stretch. Sometimes that will help and my body will start moving around. I notice in my neck too, it's like seems to be looser, and not that it was tense or anything, but it's those subtle differences that I notice, and I have people notice as you're going along. Left side, right side, and there's no, is there anything else? No, there isn't. So we are done with that part. And now let's just release. I'm going to leave the belief code up for those of you who want to see the different categories. All right, so I'm just going to now release this negative program of I can't feel with my heart. Releasing that negative program of I fear change. Releasing limiting belief of I'll disappoint everyone. Releasing limiting belief of I must do everything on my own. Releasing that root faulty core belief of my past is ruling me. And there wasn't a faulty core identity. So I don't have to release anything there. So now, do I need a replacement? No. And we just do what we have. What happens is you have what's called a subconscious gap. And what we do is either we just remove it. Okay, easy peasy. Releasing that subconscious gap, clearing it. At least 3 swipes, just doing all that. All right, do I need to do anything else? No. And so let me just stop the share here. Thank you for bearing with me as we did this split belief system, and that's connected to this issue. And if you just bear with me, I want to get up and I want to move because earlier I had been feeling tight in that left leg, upper thigh. I'm just going to move around and then I'll be back. Okay. Oh, yeah, that feels like I'm walking around just a little smoother. Oh, yeah. All right. Thank you for bearing with me. Sometimes I'll have people do that. You get up and walk around. And so I'm just going to notice within the next 2 or 3 days, 5 days, it takes processing, takes about 5 days in this process. And I'm going to drink a lot of water and make sure I get a lot of rest. And so then I'll just notice. I will be seeing my chiropractor soon, and then she'll notice also in regards to as she does the adjustment and see if there's any shift there in that I'm able to move my legs differently and higher and all that stuff. Anyway, so thank you so much for being here today and watching this. And if you want to talk to me, please go to my website, which is www.barbaraebelmont.com. Send me a message. I do offer free consultations to see if we're a good fit, see if there's something I can help you with. And if not, there may be somebody I can refer you to. So please reach out, and of course you'll see this video. And if you like, I really like the likes. And if there's a question I can help, just send that down. But anything on training, on the different types of belief systems, that all comes from the discoverhealing.com, and they would be the ones that would guide you on that. But I am just following their guidance. And I really appreciate that. And I appreciate you for watching these and liking these. So have a wonderful day. Be well.